Okay, here we go. Okay, yesterday you learned the law of sines. Now you're going to learn the law of cosines. Okay, unfortunately the law of cosines looks uglier, but it's not really harder. It's just more stuff to plug in. Okay? Now we're going to do a little review of the other two ways you can do triangles before we add the new one. So look at number 1. Let's say that you were trying to find side, actually let's find the angle first, easy. What do I do to find this angle? Okay, subtract from 180. Remember, no matter what kind of triangle, the sides always add to 180. So if I'm trying to find that angle, I would say 180, take away, this angle is 27, this little box means 90. So that means that this angle is 63. Yes, not for subtraction, no, but when we start doing the trig and stuff, yes. So I just found the angle. Are we good with that?
It's a right triangle.
Wait.
Well, if it's any kind of triangle, it's going to add to 180.
No, I'm saying like the way this triangle, you could use 90.
Yes. Okay. So the reason we're going back over these, just so I can remind you, is you have your CBA on Thursday. I told y'all that yesterday, right? We're reviewing tomorrow. But the reason why is you don't want to do a whole law of sines on a question that could have been easier, okay? So after I find the angle, which is the same, no matter what kind of triangle it is, next I need to find one of the sides. So let's say that I decide that I want to find, let's find C first. What trig, SO, CA, or TOA will have the side that I have and the side that I want, both in the same equation? CA is correct, because what's this side?
Adjacent.
And what's this side? Hypotenuse. So I would say this, the cosine of 63 equals the adjacent, which is what? 31.4 over the hypotenuse, which we don't know, so we're going to call it C. Then do you remember what you do from there? Cross multiply. So I'm going to put that over 1. Okay, what is 1 times 31.4? Because it's not a fraction. To cross multiply, you have to have something on the bottom. Yeah. So this is just going to be 31.4. And then on the other side, I'll have the cosine of 63 times C. Well, then how will I solve for C if I got to get rid of that cosine? Divide it. So I'll divide cosine 63 on the bottom, and then I'll know what side C is. Now, make sure you're in the right mode. So mine is in radian. I'm going to have to switch it back to degree. And then I'm going to divide out 31.4 divided by the cosine of 63. So that side comes out to be 69.164. On the calculator? Sure. Is that better? Ooh. I feel like the old calculators were easier to see on these videos. Is that better? So I did 30. Now, you also could have done, if you like the little fancy fraction bar, okay, 31.4 on top, cosine 63 on bottom. Okay, it doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer either way. Okay? Now, here's the good news, though, about it being a right triangle. This is where it gets a little bit easier. Once I know that this side is 69.164, how can I find the third side if it's a right triangle? Pythagorean theorem. Can I do that if it's not a right triangle? No. So I would say 31.4 squared plus b squared, we don't know it, equals 69.164 squared. And then I would type both of those in, blah, 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 solve it as usual, yeah? So 31.4 squared gives me plus b squared. 69.164 squared gives me
4783.658, which is 0.6.
okay? Sure. And then from there, if those numbers are on opposite sides, I'm going to subtract and then square root, yeah? Okay? So I'm going to do 4783.659.
You get 3797.69.
Okay, and then square root that. So I got 3797.699 equals b squared.
And then you get 61.62.
Perfect. 61.625, yeah? Easy? Okay, but I want you to put a little mark here. A squared plus b squared equals c squared for right triangles only. Okay? You may only use that if it is a right triangle. So, for example 1, that was perfect. But now look at example 2. Okay, the reason I have to use law of sines is because I do not have a right triangle for me to work it the way I works number 1. So, remember what law of sines is? Sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. But remember, I have to have a combo of the same letter. So when I'm looking at my triangle here, okay, the only angle that I know is 39. But I know two sides. So let's start. Do we even have enough information? We may have to do this one by law of cosines.
I think,
A and A. Oh, we have to do law of cosines on this. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I remember why I put this one on here. It's because law of sines doesn't work. Okay, and then I just forgot. Okay, so here's why law of sines doesn't work. Okay, what do I have to use law of sines? I have to know an angle and a side of the same letter. Yeah? Okay, so I know angle A, but do I know side A? Now, remember, there were a couple problems yesterday where I had a side and I could find the other angle. But if neither of these I know, can I find two angles if I only know one? No. So for this one, that won't work. Okay, and the reason why is we need a side and an angle of the same letter. Okay, so I don't know how they discovered it, but law of cosines can solve this type of question. So here is when you'll use law of cosines. If you don't have the right combination, you'll use law of cosines. Okay, so it's a little bit uglier, but we can do it. First thing I'm going to do every time is label my sides. So if this is angle A, this is side A. If this is angle B, this is side B. And if that's angle C, then this is side C.
is the A squared, B squared the sides?
Yes, correct. And notice, how do I know it's a side? What type of letter is it? Lowercase, okay? So what is A squared? Don't actually, we'll just leave it as A squared. So we'll put A squared equals. What is B when I square it?
25.
Okay, so 5 squared plus, what is C?
49.
Now I'm going to just put 7 squared for now. We'll change them in a second. Then minus 2, what's B? What's C? 7. And then cosine of A, what's A?
39.
39. Now notice on this one, since your A squared is literally on its own side, I'm just going to type this entire thing into the calculator. Okay? So I'm going to do 7 squared plus, 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 5 times 7 times the cosine of 39. Now, when I get that answer, what does that equal? A squared. How will I find A? Square root it. Okay? So you can see, did y'all get that 19.599? Okay, what's that going to round up to? 19 point. When I bump this 9 up, it bumps that 9 up, and then it bumps the 5 up, so it'll be a 600. Okay, and then if that equals a squared, then my last step would be to square root both sides. And I get a equals square root of 19.6 is 4.427. Okay? So side A here now we know is 4.427. Okay? Now, in order for me to find the other missing, angle, now can I use law of sines? Yes, because now what do I have? A combo, right? But if you don't have a combo, you have to do the long one once, but then I would switch and do law of sines because it's easier. So let's say our last angle we're going to find, you want to find B or C? B, sounds good. Okay, so let's set up our equation. So I know sine 39 over 4.427 equals the sine of B over what? 5. And then from there, I can cross multiply and solve for my missing angle. So 4.427 times sine B is going to be exactly that. But then in the calculator, I'll do 5 times the sine of 39. Order doesn't matter. You could have put sine 39 times 5, same thing.
3.147.
Okay, 3.147. What do I do next to get rid of the 4 number? Okay, divide. So I have 3.147 divided by 4.427. Is that B? What is that? Sine B. Sine -1, which is the inverse. Perfect. So at that point, I'll use my little -1 button. Okay? So then I'll do the inverse sine of 0.711. Okay, so B is 45.316. Now, if sine B was 45.316, how can I find the other angle and keep it nice and easy once I know 2 of them? What do they have to add up to? So I'll do 180 minus the 39 I started with, 45.316, and then whatever's left over has to be the other angle. So that means that this one is 95.684. Make sense? So you maybe will have to do law of cosines once, but then after that, you should have all the info that you need to go back to law of sines, which is easier. Good? Bless you. All right, turn the page. Okay, so that's a great question. So the difference is which one you need. Okay, so they're all basically the same. It just depends on which letter you're looking for. No, you'll have it on a formula chart. Okay, so let's set up number 4. So I have A, B, C. Okay, remember, it can't be a right triangle. I'll put A here, B here, C here. Obviously, don't try to draw it to scale and do all that. It doesn't really matter. Okay, then it says side B is 4. Let's label my sides. If this is A on top, where's side A? Bottom. Big B's on the left, little B's on the right. Big C's on the right, little C's on the left. Now, they're telling me that B is 4. They're telling me that C is 5. And they're telling me that A is 51 degrees. Which side, then, am I looking for that's opposite 51? Then I want to use this one. So you're going to pick the side you don't have. So if I was looking for side B, instead of picking the top one, I'd pick the middle one. Then if I wanted side C, I'd pick the third one. Okay? So we have A squared equals B squared is 4 squared, C squared is 5 squared. 2 times B is a 4, C is a 5, and then times the cosine of A, which is 51. Then you type all that crap in, square root it, and then you'll know exactly how long that side is. Oh, too fast. Okay, and then what do I do from the 15 number? Very good. So then I'll take that number and I'll square root it. Wait, did I type it wrong? Oh, yes, I did. 827. 3.978. So this was still a squared. This is side A. Okay, then once I know the combo of angle A and side A, what can I do to find my next angle? Law of cosines again?
No, you do sine.
Law of sines, because it's easier. You could do law of cosines if you want to, but it's going to be harder. Okay, so let's do our law of sines. You want to find angle B or angle C, doesn't matter. Which one? B? Okay, so I'm going to do sine of 51 over 3.978 equals. And then if I want to find B first, what am I going to put sine B over? 4, which is like his side that he's partners with. What if I had picked to find C first? Then I would have matched it up over 5. So it doesn't matter which one you find, and then the other one you're going to minus out from 180 to figure out what it is. Yeah? So 4 times sine 51. Okay, perfect. Other side, I have 3.98978 sine B. What do I do with the 3 number in front of sine? 3.978 drops to the bottom. And then how do I get rid of the sign on the B? Very good. 109 divided by 3.978. You got 0.782, right, first? Okay, and then inverse sine. Remember, inverse sine is just second sine. Okay, so I got 51.444. And then once I know that side, how do we get that last little angle? 180 minus the 2 that you have. Whatever's left over has to be the third one. Good job. You get the idea? Okay, so then side C would have to be that minus 180 plus 51. You got 77.556? Okay.
You want to know 77.56?
77 point. Oh, maybe I rounded my. Oh, well, it's fine. Same thing. Okay, let's just do one more where they change up the letters on you. Let's do number 6. Okay, since I kind of scribbled on 5. So set it up. We have an x, y, z. X, y, z. It can't be right. Mine kind of looks like it is, but it's not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We don't know. Okay, then I know x is here, little x is here. Then I know y is here, little y is here. And then z is here, little z is here. Then they tell me that x is 3. They tell me that y is 7. And then they tell me that z is 11. Ooh, different combination. Okay, let's just pick an equation and see what happens. You want to use the A, the B, or the C equation. Doesn't matter. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to do C squared equals. You don't have to rewrite this. I'm just writing it so it's on the screen. Okay, so let's start plugging in. What is, and then let's say X is going to be A, Y is going to be B, Z is going to be C. Okay? So when I want C squared, I really want Z squared. What's Z? So I have 11 squared equals A is really going to be my x. What's my x? Okay, B is really going to be my y. What's my y? Minus 2 times A, which is really x, times B, which is really y. 7, yeah, and then times cosine of C. Now, I want you to think about for a second. If there's only one thing you don't know, can you solve for it? Yeah, so let's do it. Okay, so 11 squared, what's that in the calculator? Okay, then here I have 3 squared plus 7 squared. Let's add those up. What is 3 squared plus 7 squared? How much? Okay, 58. Minus, then what's 2 times 3 times 7? Let's group these guys up. Okay, good, because 2 times 3 is 6, and then 6 times 7 is 42. Cosine C. How am I going to get rid of that 58? Okay, I'll subtract it across. What's 121 minus 58? Okay, 63 equals. Then I have negative 42 cosine C. How am I going to get rid of the negative 42? Oh, but it's multiplied with cosine. So divide by negative 42. Okay? And then what will be my last thing to do to get rid of the cosine on the C? Good. Negative 1.5 over here. And then I'm going to inverse cosine negative 1.5. Oh, I got an... Oh, because remember you just turn it positive. Remember when you do the inverse, we always just take that negative off. I forgot about that. So do negative 1, negative 1. And then when you try to type that into the calculator, it tells you error because you can't put a negative on it.
I put the positive.
What?
Is it because I put the degree?
It is. Switch it to radian. And then what? Do it? Problem's broken. Why can we not inverse cosine that? 1.5.
Where'd you get 58 from?
Did,
The 3 squared plus 7 squared.
3 squared is 9, plus 7 squared is 49. So that's 58. 121 minus 58 is 63. 63 divided by negative 42. Oh well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just stole this worksheet, so that's sad. We could do number 5 instead. Okay, why don't you see if that happens on the homework. Do you ever have 3 sides on the homework?
We have 2 since those 2 homework.
Y'all could just do evens only. Cross out all the odds. That's too much.
Number 6 is all sides.
Which one?
Number 6.
Okay, let's do number 6. So you're crossing out all the odds. So we're doing evens only. Okay, so we're going to do number 6. Ready? Okay, now let's set up our little triangle first, now that we have this little space over here that we don't need. Okay, so we have A, B, C. Then A goes across from little a. B goes across from little b. C goes across from little c. A is going to be 12. B is 16. C is 19. Okay, look back at your notes. We're going to need that little equation that we had last time. Now, which version are we going to use if we want the measure of angle A? The first one. So, I'm going to write it down for you. It's A squared equals B squared plus C squared. Again, you do not have to memorize that. Minus 2BC, and then multiplied by cosine A. Okay, so what's my A? So 12 squared equals B squared is 16 squared. 2BC is 16 times 19. Did I do that one wrong? B squared is 16, C was 19 here. Okay, and then minus 2 times b is 16 times c is 19 times the cosine of a, which is what we want to know. See my little plus 19? Okay. Then from there, what's 12 squared? Use your calculator on that.
144.
Okay, then I'm going to do 16 squared plus 19 squared in the calculator. I'm going to combine those two. Got 617. Okay, then I'm going to do 2 times 16 times 19. That comes out to be 608 cosine A. What would I do next? Yeah, minus the 617 across. 144 minus 617 gives me negative 473. Cosine A. Now, do I add this number across? Be careful. Divide it. When you divide two negatives, it should come out positive. So I got 0.778. And then how do I get rid of the cosine? Inverse cosine. Let's see if we get an error.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, I thought you were like, yep, we do. I was like, worst day of my life. Okay, so A equals 0.679. Oh, wait, we have to inverse cosine that still. Oh, because I switched mine to radian mode. That's why. 38.922.
I'm bad.
Yeah? Now, the one good thing is, on the notes, we were solving the whole triangle. On this one, you're just finding what they tell you to find. Okay, so don't go through and, like, find every single thing. You want to do one more? Which one?
Something with sides. Is it the only one?
The next one also has sides. We just did that, though. You want to do another one of those? Want to do one of the word problems?
Oh, yeah, the word problem.
We'll just do
Oh, yeah, only one now. Okay, so we're doing evens only, so 9's out. Let's do number 10. Okay, it says a triangular parcel of land has side lengths that, and that. What are the measures of the angles between the first two sides? Okay, let's draw a little triangle here. Okay, I'm going to label them A, B, C. If I know all three sides, I know I'm going to have to do law of cosines. So don't pick a different set of letters. Just use A, B, C so it matches the letters you already have. So here's A, here's B, here's C. I would assume the 541, the order they gave them in. So I want 541, I'm going to call that side A. 429, I'm going to call side B. And then 395, I'm going to call side C. Then it says, what are the measures of the angle between the first two sides? My first two sides were 521 and 429, which means I want that one. I'm going to do the C equation. Very good. Yeah? Hopefully it works. Okay, so C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times cosine C. Let's do it. Okay, my C squared is what? A squared is 541. B is 429. 2A is 541. And then B is 429. Ugh, really?
Oh my goodness.
Really, Richardson? Okay, I have a trick ready to make this a little easier. So look, this is what I'm going to do. Watch. I want to be really lazy. So I'm going to do 395 squared minus 541 squared minus 429 squared. Ooh, look at us. Get it? So I'm like minusing both of these over without ever figuring what they are.
Oh,
You like that? Okay, so we're taking these two numbers right here and we're just going to minus them across in the calculator with the squared already on them. That way you don't have to write it out, all of the really long digits and stuff like that. Okay? So these two numbers both moved to, oh, that pen is dead. these two numbers both moved across as subtraction. And I got negative 32, 0697. And then I gotta just times these three out. So negative 2 times 541 times 429. Negative 464178 cosine C. Then what do I do with those two numbers? Divide them. Negative 320697 divided by 320697 divided by negative 464178. Okay, 0.691. And then what do I do from there? Inverse cos.
Wait, I just did the inverse. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Inverse cosine 0.691. Is that not what you got? 46 degrees?
I got 16.
Did you do inverse cosine or inverse sine?
I did inverse cosine. Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah, 6, 9. See, nice and easy. Only takes you 100 years. Dang it, I just deleted it. What did it come out to be? 46 degrees. You get it? Hey, you have 13 minutes. You want to do one more or you want to do it on your own?
Let's do all of it. Let's do the back.
You only have 1, 2, 5 left. Okay.
Get 3.
Come on. Poor Miss Gears class had to do all 14, so. Want to do one more? Or you good?
No, we're good.
Good? Okay. Do it. You can do it.
But I ain't gonna do it right now.
Can we go in for tutoring tomorrow?
What day's Thursday after school? What day is today? Tuesday?
When do we take the test? Thursday, right?
It is on Thursday.